Oh, it switched. Oops. Switch the camera around. Ooh, dive. Switch it around. There you are. Hey guys, good morning. How are y'all doing? Hope you're doing great. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Hope you're doing great. So today we're going to talk about why I relied on my ego to survive, but now need my soul to thrive. This is by a lady named Sally. So it's her story. So let's check it out. I thought it was kind of cool. I read it yesterday. So here's a quote from someone unknown. Create a life that feels good on the inside, not one that looks good on the outside. Okay, then here's her story. Since childhood, I have been a high achiever. As a kid, I was a perfectionist, driven to succeed, to be the best at what I did. I wanted to do well so that both my parents would be proud of me and love me, especially after they divorced. At school and college, I worked hard to get straight A's. Anything less seemed like failure to me. I was always top of my class and won awards. However, they did this to me. This didn't do me any favors with my classmates. They teased me for being a teacher's pet and bullied me to bring me down a peg or two. I found it difficult to make friends and was often left out. Does that seem something familiar to you? If you guys are not part of the email list, you can read this. Oh, there's my alarm. If you guys want to read this on your own, go to my email list. Check it around 8 o'clock. If you're not on the list, you can join by going to thepositivelifebook.com. Okay, guys, thanks. I spent a lot of time alone reading, drawing, painting. These things help me escape into a different world. However, my real passion was dance, and my dream was to be a dancer. But I knew how difficult it was to be successful enough to make a career at it. My ego's job was to protect me and make sure my needs for survival and safety and security were met. It told me I needed to be practical, to go to university and get a degree. That would help me get a job with a good career, prospects, and income. However, I found my studies difficult and I struggled. And the voice of my ego, my inner critic, told me that I wasn't even clever enough. After university, I didn't have a gap year to go off traveling or to find myself. Like a lot of people did, I did what was expected of me. Use my degree to get a job straight away and start earning my way. I wanted to do well with my new job and impress people. However, when I was given feedback in an appraisal, if 9 things were positive and only 1 negative, I would only remember the negative one. My ego did not handle criticism well. I took everything personally and would get upset. I continued to progress in my career, but I felt insecure, and my ego needed praise and recognition from others that I was doing a good job. How's that sound? I live by the saying, dress for the job you want, not for the job you have. The manager dressed smart in expensive clothes, which put mine to shame. I felt inferior and not good enough. I wanted to look the part so I'd have the confidence to apply for promotions and new jobs, so I started to dress like them, too, even though I couldn't afford it. When I started a new job, I wore my new clothes as armor to make a good impression, so that I looked like I could do the job, even though on the inside I was worried that I would fail. Society and media judge success on beauty, thinness, qualifications, wealth, status, and popularity. I compared myself to others and felt I was lacking. My self-esteem was tied up in external and material things. Getting the highest marks, awards, the best career, how many promotions I got, how much money I earned, my weight loss, my appearance, romance, what type of car and house I had. I falsely believed that all my life about being a successful career woman. However, that came at a price. It was very stressful, and the higher up the ladder I went, the less I liked my job. I didn't have any friends at work to socialize with, so I used to go shopping at lunchtime and buy things to make myself feel better, although that feeling didn't last long. As I reached middle age, younger people were biting at my heels for my job and started to get the promotions I wanted. They end up overtaking me and became my boss, even though I felt I was better qualified and more experienced for the role, which was humiliating. I got overlooked and became invisible, excluded, ignored, and bullied. I felt devalued, unappreciated, and worthless. This led to anxiety and depression, and I was let go. The rug had been pulled out under me. I suddenly found myself out of a job. Life events had beaten me down, and my ego was bruised. I went into a downward spiral. I lost my self-esteem and self-confidence, and I wasn't in a good place mentally to be able to look for another job. I felt that I had lost my identity as it had been built around my career. My ego had always presented my best self and best life to others, so that they could see how well I have done and would be impressed. Now I had no job. My ego was telling me I was a failure. I was useless. I had no value. My life felt meaningless. I was suffering from depression and anxiety and believed everything my inner critic said. As I now spent most of the time at home, I knew I needed to use this time wisely, to take stock of my life, to find out what I truly wanted deep down inside. What would make me happy? But I also needed to start looking after myself. I now listen to relaxing music and go and do guided meditations. I enjoy swimming as it helps me switch off. I like long walks with my dog in nature or along the beach. While walking, I often talk to myself about what's going on in my mind or what's worrying me. I pay attention to what's around me. The answer to my problems or ideas just pop into my head, or I see a sign that means something to me, or I have a dream that gives me a message or shows me that what I should do next. I realize that this is my intuition talking to me. Cool. Intuition is an innate sense that we are born with, but we often don't know how to connect with it. It's an ability to understand or know something immediately based on our feelings rather than facts. It is the voice of our heart and soul, the voice of truth and love. Since it's quiet, calm, and peaceful, I didn't used to hear it. I only heard my ego's loud, dominant voice, critical voice, and believed everything it said. We can often feel our intuition in our stomach area as a gut instinct. I'm sure you've heard that before. My soul told me I was lovable. I didn't need to be perfect or prove myself to others. I was valuable and good enough just as I was, and was necessary to this life. I could never be worthless because worth is part of my true self, and no one can take that away from me. I just had to start believing in myself. Right on. I am logical, analytical person and good at solving problems and come up with rational solutions, which made me very successful in my career. I never used to pay attention to my intuition as it didn't make sense logically. So many times when going for a new job or buying a house or a new car, I just had a gut instinct that it was not right for me. But my ego has ignored that and done it anyway. My ego's decision was based on what would look most impressive to others. I later regretted and wished I had gone with my gut instinct, for sure. Problems begin when our soul and our ego are in conflict or out of balance. We feel that we are not in line with our true values. We need to align our inner and outer selves to lead an authentic life. Knowing the difference between our soul talking and our ego talking can be key to finding fulfillment. I'm not sure how far we are here. Let's take a look. I'm going to open here in a second. See where we are in their article. Pretty close. Good. Our soul knows our true needs before we do. It can clarify what we really want and improve our life. It can point us in the right direction when we don't know what to do. If we feel off about something, often that's our soul telling us it's not something we should do. All we have to do is to listen to our intuition and trust it enough to go where it leads, for sure. When we are on the right path, everything feels effortless and starts to fall into place. The right people, places, and circumstances turn up just when we need them, because we are putting ourselves in the path of what's best for us. When I first met my husband, he was my usual type, but I had a good feeling about him. My intuition told me to give him a chance, and I'm so glad I listened to it. He loves me and wants what's best for me. He is my greatest supporter and is there for me through difficult times, as I am for him. Now I just need to work out other areas of my life. I have learned that it's most important when making a decision to base it on logic and facts, but also listen to my intuition. What does my gut instinct tell me? If all three are aligned, then that's the right decision for me. Okay, that's where I'm going to take it today. There's more there, if you like. I hope you enjoyed that article, and I hope whatever journey you are on, you can follow your soul's wisdom as well.